why it is I hate working out. And this has been going on for so long. I finally decided a few weeks ago. I have to get to the bottom of this, because every time I even start to think about working out, I start getting this icky feeling. I feel stress, anxiety. I get a bad attitude. I start hating things. And I'm thinking, it's all because I'm just going to work out, and this should not be. This happens almost every time. So I thought, finally, I've got to get to the bottom of this. So I decided I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna journal. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this problem and see if I can come up with a solution. So I got my journal book, my red journal book, and I sit down on my couch in front of my coffee table. I'm going to start writing. I'm going to start asking myself some hard questions to see if I can figure out why I hate working out, why I get this horrible feeling as soon as I start to work out. So I'm sitting there, so I'm starting to think. So the first thing I think to myself is it the pain I put myself through, because when I work out, I push myself pretty hard. And in fact, I a lot of times push myself to excess, where I actually cause injury, which is, I've got this habit of working out too hard and I hurt myself, which is a whole other story. But I'm thinking, well, is it the pain? Because I do feel pain when I work out. I thought, well, I really don't think it's a pain. If I have to, I can cut back, I can slack off a little bit. I don't really have to hurt myself. But even at that, I thought, well, it's really not the pain. So I thought, what else? So I thought, well, maybe it's the time it takes, because if you're going to work out almost every day, it does take a pretty significant amount of time to do this every day. And like I'm sure, like most of you, all have a very busy schedule. And I think, I'm going to take an hour and a half, 2 hours out of my day to work out, which is significant. I thought, well, working out is so important to me that I'm going to do it every day, and it's got to be a part of my life, so it's worth the time. So I really don't think it's the time. So I had to think harder on this, think deeper. Why is it when I start to think about working out, I get that icky feeling, I get emotional, and I started thinking about that actual feeling, and it occurred to me it's kind of the same feeling I get when my work phone rings. Because I'm thinking when my work phone rings, they're either going to complain about something or they're going to want me to do something I don't want to do. And it's kind of that same feeling. And I thought it's also when I'm talking to somebody and I start to realize they're going to ask me to do something I really don't want to do. I start getting that same feeling. That dread, you know what I'm talking about, you get that dread feeling. You're going to do something you don't want to do. So I realized it was kind of the same feeling, so I started to connect the dots. And as I thought about this, it kind of occurred to me that at some basic level, I want to be comfortable. I don't want to be uncomfortable. So it was just that I just didn't want to be uncomfortable. So Webster's dictionary defines immaturity as lacking complete growth or development, or emotionally undeveloped, childish, juvenile. As I'm thinking through all these feelings I get, this icky feeling because I don't want to do something, it occurred to me this is being very immature. It's just an immature thinking. And as I'm thinking this through, my whole life I've had a problem with this, because there's been so many times in my life where I've gotten myself in trouble because I was thinking immaturely, or even acting out immaturely, causing problems for myself I didn't need to do. And this whole idea of living a life comfortably is just not realistic, because if that's your goal in life, to be comfortable, you're never really going to accomplish anything. And it's not the kind of person I want to be. It's not the kind of person I aspire to, just being comfortable. So I realized I needed to have a mental adjustment. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do about this? Because I'm going to keep thinking out. And it occurred to me, really, I just needed to tell myself, stop being a baby. Stop being so immature. So I realized that was my problem. I was being immature. And when I realized that, the absurdity of my thinking, the fact that I was just being immature, when that idea struck me, it literally freaked me. I realized that my whole problem had just been this wrong thinking, this bad thinking. So at that point on, every time I started to get that feeling, whether it was working out or anything else, my phone rang, I had to tell myself, Mark, grow up, stop being a baby, you're just being mature. And this has really helped greatly. This really has helped me quite a bit. So, but I've realized the solution for a dilemma like this is to literally talk to yourself. You have to tell yourself how to behave, how to think. Self-talk is actually one of the most powerful techniques you can use to change the way you think and behave. Self-talk is a very powerful tool. In other words, usually you're going to use it in the affirmative. Now, in my example of me working out, it's obviously telling you not to do something, but typically when self-talk is an affirmation, you're going to tell yourself something positive. So whether it's you're doing a sales presentation or you're ready to give a speech, anything that causes stress in your life, self-talk, telling yourself how to think and behave, really does work. It really does help you achieve the things you want to achieve. So, I don't know what may be holding you back from working out, because we know that working out, it improves your brain function, it makes you think more effectively, it helps your memory, helps with it helps your thinking. Working out even helps you make your day-to-day tasks easier, not only because you're in better physical shape, but also you're it helps your emotional thinking as well. So maybe for you it's just a matter of turning off the TV, or maybe it's just getting off Facebook, or maybe it's as simple as telling yourself, stop being a baby.
I just want to know one thing. If working out and all that sort of thing is supposed to make you smarter and your brain better, where did that thing dumb jocks come from? No, right? See what I'm saying?
Good question.
Because they were so much dumber before they started working out.
You get smarter.
Yes.
Maybe too much of anything is not good.
Yeah, they were.
That's all you do.
Yeah.